Thank you for joining us, everyone. This is Mining Now. I am your host, Jared Downey, and we are filming episodes from Australia. I'm in our studio here in Vancouver, but we're doing our third annual Australian tour. This episode is going to come at you from IMARC for 2024. And we've got ADERCO on the show. Their head of environment and industrial development, Gerald Baiwir, is on the show. Gerald, welcome to the show. Good to have you on.
Thank you for having me. It's really a pleasure to be here with you today.
Sorry for I don't think I landed your last name quite perfectly. Can you just say it just for the audience so that they can hear it correctly said?
Yes, absolutely. So it's pronounced Baiwir. Gerald Baiwir in French, but every pronunciation is fine. I mean, I'm very open-ended about that. Yeah,
it's okay. Very few people say my first name is around the world. If you're in Western Canada, you say it fine, but as soon as you get outside that, pretty much everybody mess it up. So I'm used to it. Okay, Gerald, let's just start with, well, how's the show first? How's IMARC so far?
I mean, it's been great. It's the second time, so seeing a lot of familiar faces now. And it's been a thrill, a lot of good contacts, a lot of great conversation, and it's always really nice to be part of that hectic mining community in Australia.
Yeah, where are you based out of, personally?
In Switzerland.
Oh, you're in Switzerland. Okay, so you is that a long flight? I don't know my geography as well as I should. It's
a pretty long flight. I think it took me 26 hours to complete the journey here. So 26. It's a bit of a journey, but totally worth it.
Yeah, no, I always hear good feedback from that event. I have to personally go to it within the next couple of years here. Can you give us just a brief sort of overview of who ADERCO is?
Yes, absolutely. So ADERCO originally was a Canadian company based in Montreal, which is now Swiss-based. So our core business used to be the maritime, and so we've been selling our fuel treatment technology to the maritime industry for more than 40 years. And we then decided to explore a bit more the mining industry as well since early 2000s. And now it has been a great success story about how we were able to implement the maritime knowledge into the mining industry, which even these two markets may seem similar from a distance, they completely unique with a lot of characteristics that are very different from one another.
What's your background coming into this in this industry?
Actually, I'm a maritime law jurist. I don't know if you said that in English. So I studied maritime law. Before that, I studied European law.
Oh.
So I started in ADERCO a bit more like on the compliance side, doing environmental certification, and then moving up a bit to the operational, a bit more of the business development. So I'm a bit of an hybrid between the environmental compliance and the commercial.
Oh, I see. So how did you get into this business?
Oh, it's a bit of a luck. I mean, I'm the third generation working for ADERCO. So after my studies, I just started working for the company because I wasn't too sure about getting full-time into a legal position. So, or getting for my barista, I don't know if you say that in English. And so I decided to give it a go in ADERCO because I wasn't too sure myself on where I wanted to go. And I think it's one of the best decisions I ever made because I'm really happy now.
Let's talk about our heavy industry tour brought to you by Orica Digital Solutions, leading drill and blast into a new era with Next-Gen Shot Plus. With market-leading design tools and predictive modeling capabilities, Next-Gen Shot Plus equips drill and blast professionals to effectively improve blast designs and achieve optimal outcomes. Click below to learn more about Next-Gen Shot Plus. We are heading to events across North America and Australia and filming episodes on location. Email us at info@crownsman.com to be part of Crownsman's Heavy Industry Tour. SafeGauge specializes in innovative safety solutions, ensuring precision and reliability when conducting routine heavy vehicle maintenance. Their award-winning Safe Test range ensures workplace safety and efficiency. Their technology allows live testing to be completed up to 100 meters away, removing technicians from the line of fire and eliminating live work. SafeGauge, work smart, stay safe. Visit safegauge.com today. As heavy machinery specialists for mining, SMS Equipment knows performance, like the performance they achieve together in a partnership dedicated to the success of their mining customers. At SMS Equipment, they're more than machines from trusted brands. They're the people beside you today and every day, bringing industry-leading technology and expertise to your mining operation. Because the right partnership makes everything possible. SMS Equipment, partners in your possibilities. Discover what's possible at smsequipment.com. For almost 30 years, SureStrike International has been delivering high-quality hydraulic impact hammers. Whether you are in aggregate, mining, or industrial applications, they help provide superior output, process flexibility, and remarkable economics in your front-end processing. With hammers ranging from 25,000 to a staggering 150,000 foot-pound of striking force, SureStrike has the perfect solution for any application. It's time to optimize your front-end processing with SureStrike International. To learn more, visit them at surestrikeinternational.com.
Can you I got a note and I wanted to get into it quite quickly here because I think it's important to you. In my notes that I get sent, I've got it's Big Corp certified. I don't even know what that's referencing. So I was wondering if you could highlight that.
Yeah, absolutely. So B Corp, it's a certification about having high standards in terms of environmental and social practices. And for us, it has been a real deal because it took us 3 years to get the certification in order to have everything right. And one of the key aspects for us to get the certification was to demonstrate all our green claims. We had to go and demonstrate to the certification body of B Corp that we were indeed reducing the fuel consumption, that we were indeed reducing the CO2 emissions in both the maritime and the mining market. And so we had to produce documents verified by recognized third parties. And so first, it has been really a way to confirm that everything we've been doing could be brought and could face any claims. And that was a serious approach that we performed for the last few years, and that everything we say can be backed up.
And what is the process to get something like that?
So the way it works is that you have to generate points, and these points are generated through different pillars, such as the environment, the social impact of the company, the collaborators, and also the philanthropy. So, and I'm missing, of course, the governance. So we had to demonstrate that we have a transparent, ethical governance through a number of policies and practices. We had to demonstrate that we care about environment and that we will limit our impacts on this environment. And also what really helped us is that we have a product which has a positive impact because we are providing for vegetal organic fuel treatment, which helps mitigate the negative impact that we can have in the maritime and now, more specifically, the mining industry.
Is this so to go through this? Is this like a 2 or 3 year program to get certified? What is it sort of looking at just from an operating standpoint to get this?
Oh, so it's 3 years certification. So every 3 years you have to get back through the entire process of being certified. So while we just got certified, we're already working on the recertification. So it's a bit of a continuous program for us, always getting better. So and always improving.
Okay, so this certification lets other companies know that like what does it give you in the market?
For us, it's to be coherent. Not only our product is green, but also our management, also the way we operate, our process, everything has been designed and it's been worked on to be as less impactful on the environment or having that positive impact. And we also want to have a good product, work with good people, and having a good management. So it's to be really global in that way.
Did you have to adjust anything within your company to sort of get this certification, or is it about looking through what it takes and going, yeah, this lines up with what we're already doing anyway?
Oh, for us, we had to adapt a lot of things to the company. I mean, it can seem very minor, but it was a lot of process, the way we work. And also, for example, there are a lot of things that we were already doing, but the certification asks us to demonstrate, to monitor, to have proof that it's good to say that you do something, but you need to measure it and you need to prove it. And at first, it had always also highlighted that some of the things we were claiming were not always crystal clear. And so it was a good occasion to say like, okay, if we say we do that, how can we prove it? And how can we make sure that it is actually implemented for everyone? And these are not just thrown words that we just claim for the sake of doing it.
And what's an example of that, or maybe a couple examples? Do any stand out to you?
Yes, absolutely. So one of the first example has been the CO2 monitoring that we have implemented in ADERCO. So now the production, every product movement, and also every movement of every collaborators is being monitored. And so that's allow us to have a global picture on the emission of the company and the way we can reduce such. Because it's always easy to say, are we going to try to reduce emissions? Are we going to try to do better? But you cannot do such things if you don't have the proper data and the proper information to work upon it.
Who is Savannah Equipment? Savannah Equipment Limited is a buyer and seller of new, used, and refurbished industrial equipment with a focus on mining and construction. They find, market, and sell surplus and used equipment. Does the equipment need work? They can refurbish. Is there something you can't find? They source those hard-to-find items. Selling equipment? They buy, consign, and broker equipment and asset packages. Need equipment moved? Savannah Equipment manages logistics for worldwide delivery. Surface and underground ore processing, concentrating, and refining plants and equipment, power generation and electrical, pump, material handling, alluvial placer gold mining, recycling, and much more. If you need to buy, sell, find, refurbish, or move equipment, you need Savannah Equipment. Savannah Equipment. More equipment every day. Visit them at savannahequipment.com. In the toughest environments, you need the hardest, toughest steel. With a full range of grades designed to meet the extreme demands of hard-wearing applications, from mining to construction and heavy transport, Hardox Wearplate has it covered. Trust Hardox Wear Steel to extend your equipment service life, boost efficiency, and power up productivity. Their wear experts partner with industry leaders to deliver solutions that stand up to any test. Ready to tackle your toughest wear challenges? Bring it on. Visit hardox.com to learn more. In heavy machinery, uptime is crucial. Meeting productivity demands with less downtime requires top-notch lubrication. The SKF Lincoln SL6 metering device is built to excel. With a proven design, it handles even the toughest conditions, ensuring reliable performance with extreme pressure greases. This automatic lubrication system reduces maintenance, cuts grease consumption, and extends component life. Plus, its advanced sealing technology minimizes leakage risks. For those who demand reliability, the SKF Lincoln SL6 delivers superior lubrication. Keep your machines running smoothly. Visit skf.com/lubrication to learn more.
Okay, so now I want to jump into, before we go any further, I want to just outline, I went on your website, and this, we don't need to spend a bunch of time on it, but I think we should, is you've got a list of products on here. Can you just walk through, like, just a couple of them? Because there's some other stuff I want to get, some case studies in that. But for anybody who doesn't quite understand, I want people to have a really clear understanding of what your product actually is. So could you just maybe pull out a couple of these products you've got? Like on your website, you've got 5 listed. You've got the 5000G, the V35, the 2055G. Can you just give us an example, like what these products are actually for?
I will start with our superstar best-selling product, which is the 2055G, which is a vegetal organic product. And unlike anything you can find in the market, it is a non-petroleum-based product. So it is fully sustainable. It is made from a byproduct of the paper industry. And what it does is that it helps the combustion in combustion engine. By improving that combustion, you will reduce the fuel consumption and limit the CO2. But that's only one of the advantage of the product. You will also reduce your OPEX by using the 2055G, by making your engine cleaner with less deposit and prolonging its lifespan. Then we got the L1050, which is our lubricity improver. The L1050 can be mixed in very low sulfur fuel, because these have inherent lubricity issues. And then we got our V35, which is a mix of both the 2055G and the L1050. And that one is specifically designed for the diesel. But regardless of that, all the other co-product works on all kinds of fossil fuels, liquid fossil fuels, such as the diesel, HFO, VLCFO, kerosene. But we are also very proud that our products are being widely used with biofuels. Around 1.5 million tons of biofuels are being treated with ADERCO every year.
Wow.
And the benefits of the ADERCO on biofuel is that you can separate the water from the biofuel, and you can avoid any bacterial contamination. Because working with biofuel, especially in hot environment, can get very, very tricky once you get some water into the fuel. Because as it is bio, it is a lively fuel, and it can degrade very quickly. Very quickly. And now we are looking at really expanding our operation into biofuels, because this really, really stands for the value also that we want to move away from the fossil fuels. And we believe that biofuel could be a great opportunity for that.
Yeah, we've done episodes about it. Some really interesting stuff. We actually we did Imperial Oil and Finning did a joint episode about it. About the
That's great to hear
biofuel.
that.
Yeah, so we should actually we'll put a link to that so people can check out a bit more about that. So again, sometimes I have to ask these questions that I wish I just knew the answer to, but maybe there'll be someone else that doesn't know either. Who buys the product? Is it the gas or diesel supplier, the fuel supplier, or is it the actual operator that's using the equipment? Like is this an additive that you put in before it goes to site, or can people add this into their site?
I mean, you can do both. You can either treat directly at the source or directly on site. Usually, our main clients are the operators, which are facing either fuel issues, or they just want to improve the efficiency of the operation by reducing the consumption by around 5%.
Sorry, I just want to clarify though. So if the fuel supplier though, they would obviously need to know that no additive has already been included in this, right?
The good thing about additive is that it's only a physical action. So it doesn't act upon the characteristic of the fuel. So whether it has been already additives or not, you can always use ADERCO without any issues.
Oh, okay. So what happens? So the fuel gets delivered to site. So like in a mining operation, it gets delivered to site. You're getting a call from the actual operator saying, we're trying to increase efficiency.
Yes.
Okay. What is that then? What is that next process that they're going to go through once they call you?
The next process will be either they can do a trial with the product on a certain tank just to ensure that every claim we made is correct, or directly starting treating at the entirety of the fuel farm on the site. This can be done either by putting directly the product inside the tank, or we can install an automatic dosing pump to ensure that the dosage is absolutely perfect and that also the consumption of the product is being properly monitored.
So this pump is putting onto the main fuel supply or onto not the machines itself?
Oh yes, so put on directly on the main fuel supply. Yeah, correct.
Okay, so now, and again, these are just things that again people probably watching know this, but I just don't. So, is this applicable? If it works for one machine, does it work for any machine?
Yeah, absolutely. Because the way the product works, it has the same application on every combustion engine. So regardless of the machine, regardless of the engine, as long as you're burning fuel, the product will help you in significant ways.
Okay. So now, is there any case studies? I'm really interested. Do you have any specific examples just so people can understand what they're actually in terms of results?
Absolutely. I will not mention the name of the client because it chose to remain.
I hate it when they do that.
Yeah. We have NDAs, but what I can mention is the name of the company who performed the tests.
Oh, okay.
So a third party, which is a Cascadia Scientific, a Vancouver-based company. And the test was performed on 4 mining trucks that were treated with ADERCO and 4 mining trucks which were not treated with ADERCO.
So were they treated with something else or just not treated?
Not treated.
Okay.
Absolutely. It was just diesel without a fuel treatment. And what has been observed by Cascadia Scientific is that on the 4 trucks that they were using ADERCO, they've been measuring a 5.1% improvement on fuel efficiency. And which means that for each truck, they would save $25,000. And for that
annually
fleet of 8 trucks, you would save $200,000 yearly. Yes.
Wow. Okay. So what is a reason? I've spent a lot of years doing interviews not asking this question, and I probably have done a disservice to some people that have been on the show not asking it. What is a reason, a good reason, and let's go a good reason and a bad reason. What's a good reason that people don't use your product? Is there ever an environment where it just doesn't fit, or that environment or the type of fuel is already, it doesn't need an additive? And then the second reason, what are some of the sort of concerns people have, or the reasons people don't use the additive? Like they're just not informed, or they don't have the statistics. Like you just brought up a case study. Maybe they're just, what are some of the reasons that are not good reasons that people don't go?
As very, very good questions that we don't get asked often. And so a good reason not to use ADERCO would be a lack of knowledge on the fuel additive industry, because we are very niche. And for example, in the maritime, fuel treatment, it's a part of the every ship owner's life. Either they use it or they don't. It's a choice that they make, and they are well aware of it. In the mining industry, sometimes our technology is not being, people are not really aware that such solution exists. And so it's also spreading the word that you can find efficiency in fuel treatment. You can find better operational excellency in fuel treatment. So it's a bit about evangelizing the people that there is a product and a technology which might help them that they are not yet aware of.
Does it only increase efficiency, or is there any advantage to the wear on the machine? Like you said about the shipping industry, some people use it, some people don't. I don't know how much the shipping industry, how much of ship fuel would use. It would be astronomical, I would assume. So is it just efficiency that they're after?
Also, as you just mentioned, the prolonging the lifespan of the spare parts. Here, I'm going to say a number that was given to us by CBG in Guinea, so a bauxite mine.
Okay.
And they estimated that the product was prolonging the lifespan of the spare part by 23%. So
wow.
They estimate. And so we're talking about injectors, purifiers, filters,
right.
Turbo compressors. So all that fine equipment which can be really damaged by poor quality fuel.
Okay. So, again, just circling back to the question, a good reason people don't use it. Are there environments where it is not the right product, though? You go, no, or is that just not a scenario where you run into?
Could you repeat the question, please?
No, I'm just curious. Is there actual good reasons that people don't use the product? Like you go onto their site, you talk to them, they go, oh no, this isn't the right setup for what you need.
For us, it would be a bit more that people sometimes are scared of losing their engine warranties, to which we can easily answer that we have non-objection letter from all the main engine manufacturers, Wärtsilä, Caterpillar, Volvo. So we can easily reassure the client that there's not going to be any issue or any damage made to the engine by using the ADERCO product.
Oh, okay. Well, that's okay. And is that when you say, okay, this is important though. If the ones you just listed off, do you ever run into a site where they have a machine that you're not familiar with, or that you don't have that letter from, that it could be a warranty issue?
No, we have not faced the issue yet.
Okay, that's great. So, how do you get to market? This is another thing that's so interesting within the mining sector, because are you going through other partnerships? Do you have consulting firms? Are you going direct? All the above?
Oh, all the above. I mean, our strength is also our distributing network. We are present in Australia, Indonesia, in Western Africa, in Canada as well, in the United States, in Brazil. And all thanks to this strong partnership, we've been able to penetrate the markets in a number of occasions, in a number of success.
Do you play into things like the carbon credits and that stream for the industry? Is it applicable?
Yes, absolutely. This has been one of my babies. I've been working a lot on this project lately. And so the idea and what we cannot demonstrate is that we are able to generate carbon credits through the use of the product.
Okay.
Meaning that we found a methodology to quantify this reduction in carbon emissions through fuel savings. This methodology has been validated by Verra, which is the biggest actor on the carbon credit market. And what we are currently looking at is finding mining partners to enable us to calculate the baseline. The baseline is the emission of the mining site without using ADERCO. and then to also measure what we call the project emission, which is the emissions emitted on the mining site with the use of the ADERCO product. And once you can do the difference before and after, you can easily quantify how much carbon credits your operation are going to be able to generate thanks to the use of ADERCO. And we are now very confident that this approach will be a success because we just done the same in the maritime with a gold standard methodology, the other major player on the voluntary carbon credit market. And this has been a great success. We were able to demonstrate 3.5 to 5% fuel savings thanks to the products. And now we want to replicate this approach in the mining.
Wow. Well, congratulations. No, it's very, very impressive what your company's doing. The other thing I was curious about is who's the main target? Like when you're going onto a mine, is it the head of operations? You know, is it the finance department? Who do you need to be talking to in general initially?
Yes. We used to be very focused on the technical aspect of the mine. And today this has been shifted a bit towards more the financial and environmental department. We can either speak to the head environment, we can speak to the CFO, showing either how much carbon can be saved through the use of the ADERCO product or how much money can be saved through a better site efficiency. But we also can still speak to the technical director, to the engineer, to demonstrate that some of the operational issues can be avoided as well through the use of our product.
How differently do they? So is that been a fairly big shift then, having to shift that focus of who you're actually going to? Even in training, I would imagine your team having to sort of learn to re-communicate.
Absolutely. We've been through a lot those last 3 years. There was a rebranding of ADERCO. We also have shifted this approach. So as you just mentioned, we had to retrain all our collaborators to ensure that they could master both approach because we still through to our technical knowledge, but also now we wanted to add on this more kind of efficiency approach and carbon reduction. So this has been really a 3 years work working on B Corp, carbon credits, also spreading the good words internally, and also the way we present that or these projects to the world.
Have you noticed a big shift? Have you seen the results from it?
We're starting to see, so it's really a thrilling moment because after all these years of work, we are now seeing the end of the tunnel kind of, and we are very, very proud to be able now to showcase and to speak about also this project because they remain just for internal use for some years now, and now we are able to speak out. So it feels like we can feel some accomplishment.
Yeah. What in that process at 3 years, what do you personally, what part of the work do you enjoy the most?
What I enjoyed the most was implementing those carbon methodologies, because once we found the tool to measure our positive impact, it was a great deal to now implement these tools. And this has been really thrilling. And the day we started to see that we were seeing results within that framework in terms of fuel consumption, I mean, that was really a big relief as well.
Yeah. Well, are you a patient person when you're going through this process? Do you like the sort of navigating through all the for context, I'm the opposite.
But the way I saw it at first, I thought it was going to be a very straightforward process. So let's a matter of 4 months.
Right.
And the more I got into it, the more I educated myself on the subject, the more I realized that it was going to be a bit more like a 2 or 3 year process.
Right.
So it felt a bit rough at the start, but then we were just like, anyway, there is no shortcut, so let's do it.
Yeah. And does this give you an edge in the industry? Like, or you're not using like petro products. Is that unique in your industry? Again, I'm just someone who just doesn't know a lot about the additives.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a very good point. Yeah, we are now the only fuel treatment producer which does not use petroleum derivative product having such impact. I mean, we are the only additive producer which can provide a fully sustainable product, being vegetal organic. Yes.
Wow. So I'm sure it's a huge edge. And then what? Just to close out, what's your distribution like? So if you're in the Australian market, if someone's watching, from South Africa or down to Latin America, US, Canada, what is the expectation if somebody sees this interview and reaches out to you?
Yes, absolutely. So we have a number of local distributors. VM Industrial is the one for Australia, for example.
Okay.
You can find all our distributors on our website, or just give us a call and then we will redirect you or treat with you directly. I mean, we have stock points all around the world, so we can easily also provide the product by plane because it's not dangerous. So you can be in the most remote place, in the most remote mine, we can still fly the product directly to your doorstep.
Yeah. Okay, good. I feel like I've got another answer in here somewhere, so I'm gonna dig a little bit more. In your career, how long have you worked with the company again?
It's my 5th year now.
Your 5th year. Okay, so you've been at this project for 3 years. Then these different arms you've been working on.
Yeah.
What is the most challenging out of the? Let's go out of the 5 years and out of the 3 years. What's the most challenging part of the job that you've run into so far?
For me, it's a bit more like on paper, the product, it's absolutely beautiful. It only has great advantages. But
once you need to convince the operator and the final consumer, the final user of the product, then that's proved to be challenging because they demand proof, they demand for case study, they demand for reference, and that we can all provide. No, but I thought that it would be a bit straightforward, saying that this is a great opportunity to improve or to ease your operation. And I didn't thought that we had to go through such a long journey of demonstrating every claim that we would make. So, I mean, generating all the proofs has been my work for the last 3 years. And I'm very glad now that we can back up every single claim with the appropriate
and verified proof.
Since you've been through that now, have you gotten now that it's jaded you a little bit, have you now got like new things come across in front of you and go, okay, that's a good idea? But you know how like executives all go, okay, yeah, that's a great idea, but we need to wait before we tackle that. Have you gotten a little bit more of that now that you've sort of been through something that you thought would, takes 4 months and 3 years?
Yes, absolutely. No, I'm a bit more like every new idea is welcome, but
Yes.
the decision-making process has to be collective.
Yes.
It's a bit complicated sometimes. Yeah.
Yeah, we've all been there in our career where we are like, yeah, we are eager to do every new thing, and we're like, why is this veteran over here? Why is he holding us back? He doesn't like new ideas. It's like, well, might not be that.
We welcome all new ideas, but with limited resource. That's kind of being the
but it's a real
it's
it's a really important thing to understand. And I always think if someone's watching this and they're new in a company, that there is that timeline of things. And when what you've been through the last 3 years, or I've been with 9 years at this company, you realize one little change there's nothing that just stands on its own. If you change one thing, all of a sudden everything else needs to fall in place, and that can be it's a major lesson to learn. What your company's doing is very exciting. Like I said, it's been now about a year and a half maybe since I did that biofuel episode, and we just haven't had a chance to talk more about it since then. So I'm quite excited to have you on, and I hope we do it again because there's more stuff I'd like to dig in with you.
Absolutely, yeah. And I mean, to speak about biofuel, I would be more than happy to elaborate on the subject, because for us, we really see a future in this product.
Yeah, no, we definitely. I certainly hope we will. Maybe if you ever come to BC, maybe come for an in studio. We'll do one of those hour-long ones. We'll really dig in.
I think I'll be there soon, yeah.
Okay, perfect. Let us know. Gerald, Thank you very much. Have a great show. IMARC's a great event. Great to see you at the event. Have a good show, and we'll talk to you soon.
Thank you, Jared. Thank you so much for having me, and have a good one. Bye-bye.
You're most welcome. And thank you, everybody, for watching. We're going to have links. You can connect directly with Gerald. He's on LinkedIn. You can follow the company on LinkedIn as well. We'll have a link to their website. Go check them out. Make sure to subscribe to our channel and keep following. And also, please suggest guests. We do so many episodes, but there's always so much more to talk about. So please reach out to us. Our contact information will be in the description as well. And we will see you on the next episode of Mining Now.